Everybody is doing well. I just had finished my family dinner. So headed to the house. I got something in the pot. What was it? I'm doing some pot roast in the crock pot. I'm doing some pot roast. Got potatoes. What else? Onions, the bell peppers. And then what else I have? Green beans. And then I'm doing Texas toast. That's for later on. But I just wanted to pop through and just say hello and see how everybody was doing. Yes, it is Sunday today. It's a little cloudy here in Dallas, Texas. So it's kind of like, 60 degrees is cold to me because, I am in Texas. So I'm not used to, hey, Captain Wood. Hey, Captain Wood. I'm making you home. Yes, I cooked. I can cook. I ain't thick for no reason. So, like I said, I cooked that. I was going to cook some cornbread, but I just decided to do the Texas toast. So, make sure I ain't got nothing in my tea. How you doing, Captain Wolf? Hey, V, how are you? How's everybody doing? Well, happy holidays. I don't know, everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. Just have a happy holidays, y'all. It's getting closer to 2026, God willing. Hopefully all of us will be here in the land of the living. I'm excited. I'm a little excited and a little bit have a little bit of anxiety because with the new year, it's a lot of blessings, but it's always new problems too. You said, okay, well, have a good day at work. So, and I'm gonna be off for 2 weeks. I don't have to see kids for 2 weeks, so I'm really happy about that. What else? I can just enjoy being around people, that I want to be around. Eating some good food. I'm still gonna keep out with my workout, so I've been keeping up with that. What else? I'm gonna watch some movies, some TV shows I haven't watched, because once you like working full time, then going to school full time, like you don't have, in your personal time, it's like you don't have a lot of me time. So I'm definitely gonna take advantage of having that me time and just watching movies and just watching some TV shows that I've been missing throughout the week. Hey, Sour Patch, thank you so much. You're beautiful as well. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm about to take off in my car. I gotta put on my shade eyeglasses, do some driving. But thank you so much for coming through. I hope everybody has a good holiday. So what's been going on with you guys? I hope that y'all got your shopping out the way. I know for me, I told people, hey, I'm gonna have to get y'all after Christmas. Hey Jasmine, how are you? I'm gonna have to get y'all after Christmas. But most grown people, they don't be really looking for anything really too much. I know I always tell people, hey, money is always a good thing for me. But because I can get what I want. But like the little kids, I focus more on trying to get my little nieces and nephews something for Christmas more than the adults. So I'm gonna be, like I said, I got some last minute things I need to get, but I'm not finna go broke buying Christmas gifts. I'm just not finna do that. I'm ready for it to be over. Oh, you ready for it to be over? And the holidays, especially like the Christmas, Thanksgiving, I just love holidays, now for those, that don't believe in it because of it actually these are pagan holidays. If you're a Christian or whatever, or a believer in Christ. But I just like the times where you can be around your family and your friends. You can eat good food, but it is, some people get really into it to where they buying all the time, or they're out in these streets trying to buy gifts. Listen, my patience is too bad. That's why I give people money or gift cards or something like that, because I don't have time to be sitting up trying to find people individual gifts. I really just don't, and I don't like being around a whole crowd of crazy people, because you know how people get the holidays. People be going, they be getting outrageous on the holidays, especially in some of these stores. Like some of my favorite places to go is like Ross and Marshalls, things like that, TJ Maxx. Those people be packed in those stores. And honey, they go crazy. They start acting crazy, skipping a line. Then you got somebody up there taking all day, going back and forth with the cashier. I'm like, I just can't do it. So I do a lot of online shopping or gift cards. I'm not finna be around these people and get into a fight, because I just don't have the time for it. You ain't gonna mess up my face. So yeah, a lot of these people out, they just go crazy and they act crazy in these stores. And so I just, where you go, Nick? Okay, sorry. I don't understand. People need to pay attention when they driving. But yeah, so yeah, Mina, customer service, they be having attitudes. It's like, okay, don't be getting an attitude with me. I wasn't the person that just cussed you out. So but they be taking their frustration out on you, like you the one that got like an attitude with them. And I'm like, ooh, that's why I said Amazon is my friend, and gift cards, going to Walgreens, getting on gift cards, that's about as best as I'm going to get. I'm not gonna deal with these folks and their attitudes, because I got my own. But yeah, be here shopping at the last minute is a no-no. It is definitely a no-no. But like I said, to me, these type of holidays, especially Christmas, is for the kids. So grown folks have to wait, or I'll get you later. And, I'm worried more about my little nieces and nephews more than anything. So people down here right, men, they can't drive. And I think it's everywhere, because my boy in New York was saying they worse out there. And so I think it's just everywhere. Then I got cousins in Cali, and just all over. They tell me people just can't drive. So I think it's just I think it's everywhere, but especially like down here, you would think that people would be able to drive a little bit better, because the South is kind of spread out. It's not like New York where everything is all packed together. But these people down here cannot drive, and then they don't pay attention. I don't know what people be on, but they either be on their phone texting, or they be like in a different world, but they don't pay attention to jack. And then like yesterday when I was driving, I'm like, why is people driving in 2 lanes? Like, I was always taught, see this person, I wish I could see this fool. I was always taught, when I started driving school, you're supposed to drive in 1 lane, and when you want to get over to the other lane, you put your signal light on to either go left or right. These folks here, they just ignorant. Not ignorant, ignorant. Straight up. But yeah, hey First Lady. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to everybody. And I hope everybody has a safe holiday too, because out here, like I said, people get really crazy out in these streets. People be robbing and everything else. So y'all be safe, be careful. Make sure you check your surroundings. That's what I do when I get out of my car. I check everything. I'm just always got my radar up because I just never know. But I hope that everybody has a safe and a good holiday with your family or friends. And sometimes you might just need, enjoy being by yourself. For those who don't have that type of relationship with their family, because I know for me, I have a good relationship with my family, but I know a lot of people that don't. And they don't want to be bothered with their family. Thank you so much. And and then sometimes holidays are even worse because you have to remember all of the people that you've lost, like the people that you've lost through the years, and you remember the Christmas and the Thanksgivings when they were there, and they're no longer here. I remember a couple of years ago, probably 2024, my brother-in-law that I talk about often, he had passed uh, January the 8th, 2024, and that was very difficult for me because my brother-in-law, basically he was old enough to be my father, but he was like a father, uncle, all of that, so when he passed, holidays just ain't the same. Hey, Miss V. Thank you so much, Minna. I just learned, life goes on. Thank you so much, First Lady. Life goes on, and you just learn to do the best you can because everybody's gonna lose somebody. So you just take it one day at a time, and you'll never get over the grief of losing people that you love. I mean, if you human, some people they just heartless out here. But when holidays, it's just it's bittersweet because it's often a reminder that the people that you once loved, they're no longer here. My sister always say, they're in your heart. And I just used to be like, that just sound crazy, a cliche thing to say. But I understand now as I gotten older what she means. Basically they're always going to be with you, especially with memories. You just, you'll remember them. They're good memories and everything. So they'll always be with you. They're just not here physically. So that's why I'm trying to every day to make sure I live the life that I feel like maybe would be pleasing to God. Because like it's some days I know I'm like, oh Lord, I'm gonna need some deliverance. But I really be trying to live a decent life because I understand that it's life is very short, and you don't want to live your life and then be regretting it, on a lot of things you've done and said, people you dealt with, the people you didn't deal with. You don't want to have just not as many regrets. I'll say that because you're always, gonna have some things you wish you could have did differently. Like I always said, when I finished high school, I should have went straight to the military instead of going to college and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I should have went to the military, and I think I probably would have been a little bit further off in a lot of different areas in my life. But I decided to do what everybody else in my family was doing, going to college, instead of doing what I felt like was best for me. But you live and you learn. And so now when I make my choices, I don't make them because other people are doing it or other people have it. I do it because I feel like it's best for me. I pray about it, and I ask for guidance, and I hope and prayerfully I make the right decisions. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I am today, just take one day at a time. But like I said, I'm not doing too much of nothing right now. I don't have no drama going on, which is a great thing. I don't want no drama, especially not on no YouTube, honey, because like I said, YouTube drama, that's a different beast. baby, like I said, these people never stop. So I don't want that. So I'm very content with, like I told you, if I have more than one person, you know, and I'm doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? um, One person. I wanted to do a live stream today. Hello, how are you? I wanted to do a live stream today with the reaction, but I don't think that's going to happen today. So it might be another day that I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll get my special guest. Okay, well, shout out to Brazil. Hopefully one day I'll be able to go to Brazil. They say it's a beautiful country. So I hope that you have great holidays and a great holiday in Brazil. I don't know if you guys celebrate Christmas, Feliz Navidad, or I don't know what you guys celebrate, but I hope that you have a safe and happy holiday with your family and friends. Okay, you don't speak English. Okay. Shout out to you for coming through. I always like to meet different types of people from different cultures, things like that. It's very interesting to see how other people live. Hey, Cutting Edge, how are you? It was a pretty interesting live stream last night, Cutting Edge, over there with the answer. Thank you so much, Miss V. I enjoy, you know me, I enjoy talking about this conspiracy theories. Like, that's one of my favorite things to talk about. You know, and I like some of the things that, you know, the topics that he was going over about some of the athletes in the NBA going through certain things, and those who don't agree with the secret societies and stuff like that, how they are blackballed and things like that. It was a pretty good, interesting topic to me. But see, these are the things that people don't pay attention to because they're so preoccupied with just getting involved in drama that's so entertaining to them. And it was something else I was going to tell you guys about, because we had a few things that happened. We had and I want to talk about it 2 weeks ago, but and one just actually happened. It was two men, both entertainers. I think his name was Jubilant Skies, and Rob Reiner. Both of these are, one was a director, the other one was a male opera singer, African American opera singer. And it just shows you how society and these, you know, and how some of the things in this world has shaped some people's minds. I don't know if it's the drugs or if it's actually demon possession. Like, what is going on with these people unaliving their parents? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen this. Y'all should, unless y'all been under a rock. But Rob Reiner, I remember him in some movies, but I can't remember exactly which ones. But he was a Hollywood director. Him and his wife were brutally stabbed murdered by their son. And I think he's like either 28 or 30. But him and his wife was unalive. And Jubilant, I hope I'm pronouncing his name, the male opera singer, his 30-year-old son, stabbed him. And I think he just murdered him, not the wife. And they were married, like, I think 37 or 40 years, something like, maybe it was 37 years. They were married for a very long time, and it was I think it was their middle son that did that. But I'm like, what is going on with the world and these people just killing their parents? Like, it's even more prevalent now than it has ever been. Like, every now and then you'll hear a case like that, but now it's just like every other week, a month, you know. I'm like, this is really sad. No, I didn't always like my father. I'm gonna tell you that, But at the end of the day, ain't no way I was trying to unalive him because of what I didn't like, that he did or said or whatever. Like, it takes a special type of hatred for you to be trying to unalive your parents. And especially like with I know with Rob Reiner, I don't know what his deal was, but I know he had some type of drug abuse problems, and they said he was on drugs for a while, and then he ended up going into rehab, and he was. They actually did a film together. I think probably in 2016, they did a film together, and after that, I don't know if he got back on drugs or what happened, but he ended up killing his dad and mom. But they had an argument before any of that happened. They had an argument. They were at a Christmas party, a holiday party, and at Conan O'Brien's house, and they had an argument, and they had left from Conan O'Brien's house, and then they went back home, and I think the parents were in their bed sleep, from my understanding, and then he just went in there and just started stabbing them. It's crazy to me. Now, you said, okay, you said, I'm amazingly good. Oh, y'all talking to each other. Yeah, Cutting Edge. I'm telling you, you're not the only one that had a rough month. I didn't have I actually had, I told y'all guys, I had a really good birthday and everything, but, you know, it's always something, you know what I'm saying? And my prayers are going to be with you, Cutting Edge. I'm going to thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that I put you in my prayers, because I understand sometimes we get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? We get discouraged. We just get down in the dumps about a lot of different things that are not working out in our life. But like I told you last night, you're definitely not alone. There's always somebody going through something, sometimes worse than you are. So I'm just learning to just count my blessings for what I do have. Sometimes I get down in the dumps too, but I always try to just dust it off. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember where I used to be, and I'm no longer there anymore. And I know if those things can change in my life, then I know this thing can change too, because we got to remember things are temporary. They're not permanent. They're only temporary. Only thing that's permanent is when you die. That's the only thing that's permanent. So I would just say, just remember that. Okay. You said, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. And a lot of times people, they don't really see you. They see through you. They see what they want to see, but they don't really see you for who you are. And I appreciate when people actually see me for who I am and not put a jacket on me that don't fit. Because people will definitely put a jacket on you that don't fit, some shoes, a hat, and everything else. Hey, Lonnie, and you look absolutely good. I'm telling you, you look really good. I can see you slimming down. I've been trying to slim down too. I've been in the gym 4 days. I've been trying to watch what I eat. I did kind of eat some bad stuff today, some tamales. But and then I got a pot roast, some Texas toast, green beans, potatoes and stuff. So I'm cooking that. But that's for the weekend. I might have a little dinner date or whatever. So you said, I love tamales too. So I said, okay, I gotta calm it down, but I'll be in the gym Monday. Like I said, I've been really sticking to it. Right. We sure do have our days, and I'm gonna have mine. And I'm gonna eat what I want to eat sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. But I'm glad that I can see some progress. Thank you so much, Miss V. I've been slimming down my waist and just trying to just do me, you know. So you are looking nice. So shout out to you for that. And stay consistent and never give up. If nothing else, like I said to all of y'all, never give up. Keep trying, keep striving, keep doing you. The next year is coming, and hopefully, like I said, we will try to be better next year than we were this year. Yeah, that's right, Lonnie. I'm focusing on consistency too. And that's why I have constantly been trying to do 4 days. I said, I'm going to get in this gym 4 days. I'm going to stick in there. And I've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? There is some days I'm like, oh, Lord, I don't feel like going, especially after, working with these badass kids. I don't feel like going to the gym, but I make myself go. I make myself go, and I'm saying, I got to stay consistent. I can't give up. I can't give in. Because I was doing 3 days, but I wasn't really seeing anything in 3 days. So I said, you know what? I got to twerk this. I said, twerk. I got to tweak this. I got to tweak this. And then hopefully I'll be seeing some results. And I haven't. Yeah, I do too. When I get there, I don't want to be there, but accomplished. I feel actually complete. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but it's like if I leave the gym, it's like I said, I did it. I didn't give in to my flesh and be like, okay, I'm gonna just go home and rest. No, I said, I was gonna do it and I did it. So that to me, it makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel proud of myself because otherwise I would have just went home and just watched some TV and got some popcorn and just chill. You know what I'm saying? They say they have dance workouts. Well, yeah, I said I need to do some dance workouts so I could do some twerk something. Nah. But yeah, that would be fun. So I might need to check that out too at the gym that I go to. I know it's an aerobic what's her name? She's a workout not guru, but she's like an instructor, and she was kind of telling me about what they had to offer at the gym that I go to. And I said, you know what, I might need to try that some Tuesdays. She was talking about, just to help with toning and things like that. But I really, like I said, I've been trying to watch what I eat, and but I do see a difference in you, Lonnie, in your physique. So keep it up. And like I said, don't get discouraged when you don't see the results moving like you want it to. Just keep going. And that's what I do. Even though I might not see it, you just have no idea. Other people can see what you don't see. Like when I was at school, I had teachers like, oh my God, Selena, you're looking so good. You slimming down. I said, oh, for real? Okay, my face getting slim. I was like, okay, getting slim. I was like, thank you. So it makes me feel good. My waist is getting more snatched. I don't even have to wear a waist trainer. So I'm feeling good. And I said, okay, so even though I look at myself every day and I can't see it, other people can see it. So it's like, okay, maybe I am making some improvement. So that's another thing that encourages me to keep going to the gym even when I don't feel like it. He said, Miss Selena, working out also good for the mind, keeps you sharper. Yeah, it sure does. It keeps me focused on the things that I did. And guys, I was kind of disappointed, but I said, you know what, I made 3 A's and 1 B. I really don't like B's, but this class was a little difficult for me. But through the grace of God, I got through it. It was a grant writing class that I had to take, and so it was a little difficult because this teacher was very meticulous. She was very strict. And everything, it had to be a certain way. I I made a high B. I made it actually 88, a couple of points away from an A. So just think about it. I was just like, dang, if I could have just got those last couple of points, I could have got all 4 A's on my classes this semester. And so instead of me having my 4.0, I have a 3.8. So, hey Charles, how are you? Hey Alan. And so I got through that through the grace of God. And I was just like, okay. And I did all that with, like I said, working out, doing all my homework, papers, test, quiz. I did all of that, and I got through it. So I said, okay, these 2 weeks, I'm going to chill. I'm going to rest. I'm going to just not think about nothing, like no work or nothing. Because, the only thing I'm going to do is just, of course, keep my workout going and everything. But as far as like stressing out my mind about stuff I can't control, I ain't doing it. Like I said. But I'm just glad that I got through this semester because it was a lot. Usually I take like 2 or 3 classes at a time, but now I'm trying to hurry up and graduate next year. So I had to go full time this semester and next semester so I can hurry up and get on out because I'm not living at home like the first time when I got my first degree. I could just, take my time. I didn't have to work. Now I'm out. I got to work. You have to, do what you need to do. So life is lifing. You know what I'm saying? And like I told you, cutting edge, like I said, we all have some rough patches. We all have some rough days. But just remember, you're definitely not alone. There's so many people going through some worse situations. So many people going through stuff right now that will blow your mind. And that helps me to keep going because I know that I'm not the only one that has problems, But I hope that everybody has a happy holiday. I'll probably go live maybe sometime this week. Of course, before Christmas, because Christmas is Thursday. I don't know why I thought it was Friday. And so I'll probably be going live and having something to actually talk about. But I hope everybody has a great day, a great Sunday. I'm about to go and relax, and like I said, get my pot roast. I gotta get that. I still have it on my pot, warming up and stuff. So, hey Carl, how are you? So I'm just going to just be relaxing today and enjoying my Sunday on this cloudy day. I don't know. Yesterday it was so sunny outside yesterday and 70 degrees. Now today it's 57 degrees and it's cloudy. I'm telling you, but that's like this Texas weather is just like people. It changes by every minute. You know how people are. People fickle. That's just how this Texas weather is. It's cold one day and then it's hot. So it is what it is. But I thank you guys for coming through, showing me some love. I hope to talk to you guys later. Like I said, this coming week. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to say. I just want to come through and say hello to you guys. And I hope that you guys double tap the screen 2 times. And also like, share, and subscribe. And also I want to let you guys know if you have any suggestions of any things that you want me to talk about, just put it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to maybe go over some of it. But I definitely will be going live sometime this week. I just don't know when, because like I said, a lot of the times I just enjoy not being on here. Because there's just too much going on and I just don't have time for the negative, the energy. So you guys, love y'all to Reese's Pieces. Talk to you guys later. Bye.